Hi everybody, Eleni Fitzgerald here. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Good Friday. Happy Easter to everybody who's celebrating. And if you're not celebrating, I hope you're having a great start to your long weekend and a good rest. Obviously it's a very different time right now, and our Easter is very, very different. So if you're with your loved ones, I hope that you have a lovely day and weekend. If you're if you're alone, may it be possible for you to connect with your loved ones, and just remember that in these times, the importance of having some time to yourself, resting, keeping healthy, and having some time alone to pray, some time to pray, and also just to give thanks, because it's so important. I always like to look at gratitude and express gratitude daily about all the things that I am grateful for and thankful for, because that's how the universe gives back to us, and that's how we can give back to the universe. So I'm very grateful today to be able to be at home, safe with my husband. We have a roof over our head, and I'm grateful that we are healthy and we are fighting this together with our community. I'm grateful that I am fortunate to have the internet and to be able to connect with people out there. We're very fortunate to have the internet these days, to be able to see our parents, our extended family, and be with them through this whole experience. And the last one would be, I'm very grateful that I'm still able to go up to the shops. I'm still able to go and get food. I'm so grateful that there's food and there's water and that we are okay. So I just wanted to share some gratitude. And today's topic is all about how to talk to our children about the coronavirus. It's been a hot topic at the moment with parents out there about having children at home all day, not understanding or not having some anxiety and a lot of other things, which we'll definitely touch on, and how parents can speak to their children about this pandemic, should they or shouldn't they. So I wanted to bring some information to you. If you can hear me well, please give me a love and like. Say hello, tell me where you are, and also if you have any questions at the end of this conversation, if you'd like to get in touch with me and you'd like some assistance with strategies or anything that I can help you with your children at home, please either give me some questions, comment below, or you can private message me with any concerns or questions that you have, and I'd love to work with you to find a solution. So as we all know, the coronavirus has been on the headlines of newspapers, front pages, on the news, on the television, on social media. It's been the talk of the town. It's been the talk of everybody. Everybody's talking about it, and children are listening. Okay, it's even been talked about in children's playgrounds. So they are speaking about this with their friends. So it's really important for parents to know. A lot of parents want to know how they can talk about this illness and talk in a way where they can also reassure their children that everything's going to be okay and that they are safe. So my my suggestions and my advice to you would be to not be afraid to speak to your children about this topic. Don't be afraid to talk about the coronavirus to them. It's really, really important that we can sit down with them and make time with them and address any concerns and questions that children might have. So, I mean, most children have heard about these conversations already. They've already heard, they've already seen people with masks, so they already know that something's going on. And my concerns is that if we're avoiding these discussions of the coronavirus, children can interpret this as possibly ignoring them or not making it important to talk to them, and this can increase more fantasies and worry in a child's brain. So it's very important to sit with children and start discussing what's going on in a calm environment and opening up that line of communication with them and letting them know that they can discuss this topic at any time, and letting them also know that as you learn more information, that you will be addressing the information to them. So it's so important to let them know that when you have a discussion with them about the coronavirus, it's not just once off, it's an ongoing conversation, it's in a calm environment, and that we're actually listening to children, what they know. So sometimes if we're questioning children and if we're doing all the talking, it can be very overwhelming for children, and sometimes they can sort of make up a lot of information out of that might not make sense, and that could cause a lot of anxiety as well. So another thing that you could probably do is find out what they've been hearing, what they know, and find out what's true and what's not true, and giving them factual information. So I would be protecting children from news and information out there, and finding out what they know, questioning, get them to ask you questions about what's going on, and then correcting the information. And it's also fine to turn around to your children and say that you're not sure about certain things, depending on what you're updated with. And if you don't know answers to some information, it's okay to let them know that, and that as you find out, you will let them know. But protecting them from the news can be pretty dramatic and pretty over-exaggerated, and children don't necessarily need to be taking in all that information because it can be so overwhelming and confusing. And it's so important as well to be developmentally appropriate. So when discussing all this stuff and making it simple, making it less confusing, separating facts from emotion, and keeping it child-friendly, simple. It's really important that we reassure children also about the facts about the virus and how it's a rare virus and it's not affecting children, that they are safe, that they are healthy, and that there's still more information that we're waiting to find out about, because children can sit by themselves and have fear that they're going to get sick, that you're going to get sick, and that people close to them will be sick, and that something will be happening to them, and that just puts a lot of fear into them. So it's really important to reassure them of their safety and focus on what you're doing to keep them safe. So when we're reiterating all the time about our safety measures and what we're doing to keep healthy, for example, washing our hands, keeping our germs clean, so making sure that we're washing our hands so we have no germs, and that this virus happens when we're coughing. It's transmitting through cough, and so coughing into your elbow, coughing into your hand, and then washing your hands on a regular basis, and making sure that areas are not contaminated, cleaning tables, etc. So when we're actually sharing with children how we can keep safe, that empowers them to take action and help with the measures that we have to take, i.e. cleaning, making sure that we have no germs, etc. And that's what we want to create. We want to create an environment where children are feeling safe and that they're doing something about it to help. And since we're staying at home, we're helping for the world to get better. There is an amazing clip at the moment for younger children about the bear. There's a bear in the clip. I can share it below. That helps children understand it in a story version of, as a community, coming together and helping to help the world that is sick and got a virus, so that the whole world's got a virus and we're helping it to get better. So sharing information in a story-like form is also very, very beneficial for children's education, and to keep them calm and explain to them in simpler terms what's going on around them. The last point that I'd like to make is about yourself as parents and dealing with your own anxiety. It's just normal right now that everyone's feeling anxious, uncertain, and there's a lot of stuff going on, having to be at home with the children. They're not able to go to school. There's just a lot of pressure, I understand. So it's very important to deal with your own anxiety first as a parent. And if you feel that you're overwhelmed, if you're having a day where you're anxious and you're not feeling calm, to stop and concentrate on having some time where you can gather your thoughts and feel more positive and calm, and creating a time to speak to children when you are calm and not anxious. So it's a lot easier for children to feel safe and calm when we're addressing information to them in a calm state. And that also helps them to feel reassured and safe that everything will be okay, and not to worry, and what they can do to help. So I hope that has given you some information, indication as to how to talk to children. Remember, it's just about speaking to them in a developmentally appropriate way, helping them to understand in a simple form, keeping children safe from too much information, and being the person who's going to deliver the facts and letting them know exactly what they need to know. Making the time to sit down and discuss these topics with them, letting them have their opinion, letting them express themselves so that they're not bottling up fear and anxiety. And therefore, when they're feeling safe, it helps in their day-to-day routine, going to sleep, and all of those other things, because they are in a calm state. And the final thing that I want to address to you regarding this time is that when children also have schedules, when they have a routine and a schedule every single day, if we're treating this pandemic time as summer break or Easter break, whenever we're on holidays, and keeping a routine, a strict routine. Obviously with we don't always have to have strict boundaries, but keeping a routine every day, a strict routine where they're keeping busy, just like you would on a normal day when you're having your school holidays, then the children feel again that everything's somewhat normal, even though they're at home, and that they've got, if they know what plans you're having for the day, if you're discussing what you're going to do for the day, an agenda, giving them meal times, giving them, breaks and sleep times or rest times, quiet times. Obviously being a bit lenient on some of the boundaries is fine, but these strict little routines, or keeping a routine during the day, just like you would when you're on your holidays, this will help create that safe environment and keep them somehow feeling somewhat normal, that they're just on a holiday from school and we're just waiting to go back to school soon, as soon as everyone's safe and healthy to do so. So remember, make sure you practice washing your hands with the children, talking about germs and how they spread, how they should cough and keep the environment clean, and enjoy time. This is a time where you can spend having fun with children, a lot of laughter, doing their favorite things, and keeping together as a family. And in another perspective, very fortunate to be able to be at home with your children at this time in a safe environment, and having a lovingly beautiful weekend time, enjoying Easter eggs together, talking about stories, memories, and remember to also connect with people that they are close to through the internet, so that they can understand that everything's going to be okay, and that even though we're not next to friends, family members, we can still communicate with them in this day and age. And we're very fortunate that we can speak on FaceTime, on Zoom, and somehow be together through this and get through it. So once again, this is Lenny Fitzgerald. If you have any questions, please comment below, or you can private message me. I'm more than happy to give you all the value I can and support you through this very different time in our life. But for now, happy Easter, have a great weekend, and speak to you soon. Bye.